everybody. I'm quite excited that I can represent the Exactag team today here and welcome you with our results from our work on the Intel challenge. So, as everybody else said, we had to find out what's the effect of social media and brand indicators on advertising. This is our team. We are three with Filip and Ivan, and we work in quite a different way. So we try to automate everything and try to automate decision making. So Ivan is more on the left-hand side when it comes to technique, and Filip is more on the right-hand side when it comes to pattern recognition and predictive models, and I'm kind of in between, trying to fix those worlds together. So our thoughts about the challenge were quite simple. So we have 4 components at the end of the day. It's the social buzz. When it comes to social buzz, the question is, how many people do talk about your brand actually out there? So we use the Twitter data to participate that, and I'll talk about a bit later. So the next component is what's actually the quality of the talk. So what are the people talking about? It's not just about the mass of messages you send out there. It's about the quality. And those 2 effects in our simple model affect awareness in terms of how do people remember your brand, and how do they think about your brand determines your revenue at the end of the day. So we gave that simple idea a mathematical framework, and we structured the data, as we said, that Twitter engagement is determined by not only how many messages you're sending out, but also how many people do react to those messages, because you can write a lot when nobody's listening that will have absolutely no effect at the end of the day. The quality of buzz, we took for that the YouGov data, so just the tracking of how many people do talk positive about your brand. So, and then we took the ad spend and some seasonal effects. So we are on market for PCs. As everybody can think, when Christmas is coming, the old man always has a laptop. So how does that work afterwards? So we took those things and we said, okay, the Twitter engagement, the quality of buzz, and the ad spend have an effect on awareness, on the awareness of your brand, and how do people think about that. Ad spend had also a short-term effect on sales, so a straight effect. Somebody sees a message, he's buying. And all the other things are building kind of a baseline, which is a non-marketing effect or promotional effect. We cannot determine it in that point of time because we don't have the information about what promotions is going out there, what is the pricing, and so on and so on. So we built an additional model saying, okay, that's how the baseline goes, those are the patterns, and put that into a baseline model. And all those 3 things stick then together to a revenue model to explain what's happening in the sales afterwards and what are the results. So those are the results for Apple sales with Intel processors inside. And what you see there is that the Twitter engagement works quite well. So it explains 3% of the total sales of the last 3 years, which is extremely good result when you think about how much investment you put into Twitter into relation to media effects, which are kind of between 8 and 10% across all the brands we modeled. But what is even more interesting is that the quality of buzz has much higher effect than the twittering itself. And those effects have made together 21%, which is the effect of awareness. But that's where it gets interesting. So when you think back, you can start optimizing. How should you tweet? What should be the message? How can you put that message and place it so that you drive more engagement and things like that? We delivered reliable predictions for the Intel sales and also for all the other categories. So the method is quite simple and it works quite good. So you can start optimizing across multiple vendors, across different industries. And that's what it's all about. So when you summarize it, it's robust. And when you think about it in a rational way, in a more rational way, how it works is that the Twitter and the quality about what people are talking about your brand out there determine how it's going to be, how your brand is going to be perceived by the consumer, which drives your business at the end of the day. Thank you very much.